So I worked as a trim carpenter for several years, and one of the things I learned is having a good angle on the end of your caulk really helps you out a lot. And painter's caulk is one of the keys to having your job come out and look really good when it's finished. In a perfect world, you'd be able to have all your corners and all your trim put up without any gaps. Well, this isn't a perfect world, this isn't a perfect house. Any 100-year-old house is going to have some issues. Up here along where we put the picture rail, and I know that any of you finish carpenters out there are going to say, well, that's not a picture rail, that's door casing. Well, door casing is a really cheap alternative to getting a picture rail. So anytime you have one of these gaps along your trim, if you just take some painter's caulk and go along that, you can end up with a real nice finished look. And I don't even care if I put a little bit too much caulk along the gap, because it's going to fill in real nice as I clean it off. Now, whenever you're using painter's caulk, you want a wet rag. I get my finger nice and wet, but then you can come along to your caulk and spread it right into that joint. It is nicer having a rag to get the little bit of extra. You know, there's a lot of tools out there that are advertised and show how to do a perfect caulk line. Well, if you want to do a perfect caulk line, put a good angle on the end of your tube of caulk and have a wet rag and run your finger along it, and you'll have a perfect caulk line every time.
So now that we have all the trim, almost all the trim installed, we're going to go through and patch over with some painter's caulk all the little holes where the brads went into the wall here. We want to cover those up so that we can paint over them so that it doesn't look like there's anything in the way. And then in order to get all the excess, we're going to wipe it off with a wet rag. Just take a little bit here, cover it over just like that, and then we'll wipe it off. Boom. Okay, then we just keep going around the whole room like that.